Something a little cool for a Thursday afternoon, a dust devil blowing across northwest Alabama, just a testament to how dry it has been this week. Those things are not like harbingers of severe weather to come or anything crazy like that, but they are neat to look at, and in Alabama at least, they are rarely strong enough to cause any sort of damage to allergies. So here's a 7-day forecast, a little quick peek at that. We'll see temperatures in the 70s on Friday, and earlier in the week we thought it might be in the 80s Friday. The reason that it will not be in the 80s, at least from Birmingham north, is because of a more persistent area of showers that develops up here around, say, Cullman and Morgan and Madison counties, Decatur, Athens, over to the Shoals, and then towards Sand Mountain and Lookout Mountain. The farther southeast you go, or southwest you go, well, southeast too, Montgomery at 82, Demopolis at 80, the better chance that you have an isolated storm, yes, but the clouds and the showers, maybe not quite as persistent down that way. And then we get into Saturday and Sunday, and this is just your typical, almost summer-like kind of pattern where we get this daily chance of showers and thunderstorms because it's just so warm and humid. It leads to high instability. What you see right here, these hot gold and yellow colors over West Alabama and eastern Mississippi, that's Cape. That is way up there in the, say, 2,000 to 3,000 range, which is pretty high for Cape. And it's a good thing we don't have a big storm system around to use that Cape and turn it against us. On Sunday, look down here toward the Gulf Coast. We almost see a little bit of a sea breeze coming in here. See the wind out of the south and the lack of Cape right here along the immediate coastline, but it's still pretty high inland. That tells us there's a pretty good chance, and this is the Euro model, that's what you're looking at. I think there is a decent chance that we end up with some thunderstorms here that move northbound through the day and into Sunday evening. So we may go most of the day Sunday without a whole lot going on, and then we end up with some heavier storms Sunday evening into Sunday night. So you look at Monday and Tuesday, it's in the 80s. We get this chance of scattered thunderstorms. Well, how much rain are we talking about all 7 days combined here? Well, it's going to be spotty. We get these rounds of showers and thunderstorms, leaving some with a lot of rain. We get splotchy areas like, say, this one in Chilton and Autauga County, for example. If that's real, then that's about 2 to 3 inches of rain around Marbury. But around Chelsea and Shelby County, that's maybe a quarter inch or a half inch of rain. In Cullman County, you go from a fraction of an inch at Hanceville to probably an inch and a half to 2 inches at West Point in that case. And then you got a splotch in the Shoals, a splotch in west central Alabama, close to Carrollton, and then all this down here close to the Gulf Coast. If anything is real here, it's probably this one. Everything else is just the model's guess at what the rainfall would be like at a given point. And this is the 18Z run, the midday run, so it's not likely to change dramatically from what we saw earlier this morning. The 12Z still had this splotchy look. County by county it'll change, but the overall pattern kind of remains the same. And beyond this, if you were hoping that some spring-like weather would continue and we were going to go back to the 40s in the morning and the 60s and 70s in the afternoon, that's really not in the cards here. We're thinking high temperatures at least in the low 80s and lows in the 50s. So if you have a pool, your pool water will be warming up, but hey, it's not going to be quite as cool and comfortable, so your AC bill is going to go a little bit higher. Your power bill going to go a little higher in the coming days. WVTM 13 live Doppler radar on Thursday afternoon. There's no rain showing up, and by the way, you can see this now on WVTM13.com as well as on our app, the WVTM 13 app. The live data is now there. There's a layer. Just look for it, WVTM 13 live Doppler. Out west, this is a pattern that I think you're going to see tomorrow, where you get this patch of showers. In fact, what's going to happen up here to the northwest is all this just kind of gets strung out. What's going on up here in Kansas and Oklahoma and Missouri, this just kind of gets stretched down toward Alabama. And what's going on out here is a reflection of a thunderstorm complex that's going to move just in this direction right here toward Mississippi and maybe into southwestern Alabama. This is where some isolated storms are possible in this general area. Up here to the north, this is where I think we're dealing with more just kind of scattered showers. So now that I've scribbled all over the map, you can see the clouds already coming in. This is the upper level jet as it is passing over Texas and Oklahoma this afternoon. You can see the direction here that everything's moving. It's scattering the clouds in all directions over the southeast. And the main uplift is in this zone right here. So that's what's coming this way. For Thursday night and Friday morning, the risk of severe weather is highest out here over Texas. We've already seen some storms that potentially could produce some hail out here, especially close to Del Rio, and that may extend northward up into southern Oklahoma too. On Friday, that should say Friday and Friday night, not Thursday and Thursday night. This is the area where a few isolated showers and thunderstorms are possible, but I really think that our greater risk of a severe storm would probably be down here closer to Jackson or Hattiesburg or Meridian. And then maybe we include a little bit of west central Alabama in that: Sumter, Greene, Hale, Marengo, Choctaw, Sumter County, Washington County, Clark County, maybe even parts of Wilcox County. Tuscaloosa area, it's iffy. It's really iffy. In fact, that whole marginal thing is a little bit iffy. As far as fuel goes for these storms, it's not all that great. So you get this patch of showers in the morning, and then we get a couple of isolated storms in the afternoon. No big deal, just some scattered showers, an isolated storm here and there. And then there again, that 7-day forecast, we're looking at highs in the 80s, lows in the 60s, so you can say goodbye to the nice cool weather.